Yeah. Hi guys. Good morning. In the last session, we just summarized what we have learned as of now in our course. And today we are going to understand performance testing. Yesterday I have given video. Anybody gone through that? So in that video, I have explained what is performance testing, why we need to go for performance testing. So let's understand what is performance testing, why we need that, and how to implement performance testing. So can anyone tell me what is performance testing? What is performance testing? It is the process of testing application stability and responsiveness. Now, so here, whatever the web application we are developing, multiple users will access that web application. So what is the stability of our application and what is responsiveness of our application? What is the behavior of application? What is the behavior of application when one user access it, right? When one user is accessing our application, how it is responding. Then next one, what is the behavior of application when 10 users access it? If 10 users are accessing our application, then what is the behavior of that? Suppose for example, if 100 users are accessing our application, what is the behavior of that? If one user is accessing, what is the behavior? If 10 users are accessing, what is the behavior? If 100 users are accessing, what is the behavior of the application? What is the behavior when 1000 users are accessing? What is the behavior when 1 lakh users are accessing our application? So that we are going to test by using performance testing. So it is the process of testing application stability and responsiveness. We are developing our application and we are delivering that application to the customer. We are developing the application, delivering application to the customer. When we are delivering application to the customer, customer will ask, the client will ask, what is the stability of this project? How many users can access this project at a time? So if 1000 users access my project at a time, what is the behavior of the application? If 1 lakh users access our application, what is the behavior? What is bottleneck of the application? What is the bottleneck of the application? Bottleneck nothing but failure point. So when our application is going to fail, so what is the capacity of simple, when you are going to purchase a bike or car, you will ask the shop owner, right? What is the mileage I'm going to get? How many people can travel on this bike? How much weight this bike can carry? Okay. What is the stability of this bike? And when you go and purchase a car, what is the mileage of the car? How many persons can travel in the car? How much weight this car can carry? If I go with the 60 km speed per hour, how much mileage I will get? If I go with 100 km speed per hour, how much mileage I am going to get? So as a client, as we are going to purchase that product from the company, we will ask all these questions. Similarly, when we develop a project, when we are delivering that project to the client will ask all these questions. What is the stability of my application and what is responsiveness of our application? So here, to provide application execution details, first we need to test it. To provide application metrics to client, first we need to prepare a report for that. To provide application metrics to client, first we need to prepare a report for that. So here we need to test performance of the application and we need to provide performance metrics to the client. Test application performance and provide metrics to client regarding the stability of the application and responsiveness of the application. In the real time, for every project, unit testing will be available, integration testing will be available, performance testing also will be available. So we already discussed about what is unit testing. Okay. So we already discussed what is unit testing. Who is responsible for unit testing? Developer. Whatever the code we are writing, is our code working as expected or not? We are going to test it. That is called unit testing. Once a developer unit testing is completed, that code will go to testing team. They are going to perform integration testing. That means all the functionalities are working. Login, registration, forgot password, dashboard. So whatever the modules are available, whatever the screens are available, they are going to test all the functionalities are working as expected or not. That is called integration testing. So similar to this, we are having performance testing. Similar to this, we are having performance testing on the application. Unit testing, nothing but testing individual components of the application. Integration testing, nothing but testing behavior of the application. Performance testing, nothing but testing stability of the application. Right. What is performance testing? Performance testing is the process of testing application stability and responsiveness. So here, when multiple users access our application at a time, how that application is going to respond, we have to test it, and we need to prepare a report, and we need to find out what is bottleneck of the application. What is the meaning of bottleneck of the application? So for how many users application will fail? When 1 lakh users access, still application is running. When 2 lakh users access, still application is running. When it is going to fail, what is the bottleneck of the application? We have to identify. For that, we are going to implement performance testing. So can you tell me what is the difference between unit testing, integration testing, and performance testing? Yes, what is unit testing? So unit testing is the process of testing individual components of our application, right? So my method, login method is working as expected or not. Registration method working as expected or not. So individual components will be tested as part of unit testing. When you go for integration testing, testers will do that all the functionalities are working as expected or not. And next one, performance testing. What is the stability of the application? Now here, to implement performance testing, we are going to use one software that is called Apache JMeter. So there are several softwares available like HP Load Runner and Apache JMeter. HP Load Runner is a commercial software, whereas Apache JMeter is a open source software. So what is this JMeter? JMeter is an open source and free software. JMeter developed by Apache company. JMeter software developed by Apache organization. JMeter developed using Java language. Using JMeter, we can test any type of application. .NET application performance we can test by using JMeter. Python application performance we can test by using JMeter. Java application performance also we can test by using JMeter. JMeter is an open source and free software. It is developed by Apache organization, and this software is developed by using Java. JMeter is a standalone application. We need to download that application, and by using that application, we need to implement performance testing. Now let me create one simple REST API to do the performance testing. I'm creating one simple REST API, new Spring Starter project, a simple Spring Boot REST API. I'm going to create Spring Boot REST API. Right. Maven build tool, jar type. Next, Spring Boot version I'm using. So boot web starter I'm using. Click on next, click on finish. So very simple REST API we are creating. Just I will create one REST controller with a GET request method. new class REST controller. So that is something welcome REST controller. Get mapping, that is /welcome. That's it. Now let us run this project. Run as boot application. Application started. Go to browser. We can access our application. Localhost :8080/welcome. Yes, we are able to access our REST API. When I access this URL, one request will go to server and we are able to access that. Now, I want to implement performance testing on the REST API. So to implement performance testing, can we do that testing manually? Can I send 1,000 requests at a time from the browser? Can I recruit 1,000 people to test my application? No. Why? Expensive. I want to test my application with 10 users. 10 users means, okay, within company we can have 10 people, we can test it. 100 people, still we can do it. What about 1 lakh? In our company, those many people will not be available. So always performance testing, we are going to implement by using virtual users. By using JMeter, we can create virtual users and we can test performance of the application. Using JMeter, we can create virtual users to implement performance testing. To implement performance testing. So JMeter is open source software developed by Apache, developed using Java. Using JMeter, we can create virtual users. One virtual user is called as one thread. One thread is nothing but one virtual user. Using JMeter, we can create virtual users to implement performance testing. JMeter is called as performance testing tool. JMeter is called as performance testing tool. Now, the alternate for JMeter, what is the alternate? Alternate for JMeter is HP company load runner. This is commercial software. So license we have to purchase to use load runner. So if you don't want to purchase the license, then you can go for JMeter, which is free software. Now I have REST API ready. Now I want to implement performance testing on the REST API. Go to browser, download JMeter. Download Apache JMeter. So there is an official website for JMeter. So click on download JMeter software. So here you can see Apache JMeter 5.6 version is available, which requires Java 8+ versions, right? Now click on Apache JMeter 5.6.zip. Click on this zip file. Now you can see that JMeter software is getting downloaded. Yes. Yeah, we got that. JMeter file is downloaded. Now let us open that, extract that zip, extract to JMeter file. We downloaded this as a zip software, then extracted. Then you can see Apache JMeter software is available. We can see the folder structure also. Let me take this. Now let me keep it here. Right. Apache JMeter, bin, docs, lib, license, like that some folder structure is available. let's go to bin directory. In the bin directory, there is a file called jmeter start.bat will be available. Jmeter.bat file will be available, which is used to run the jmeter. Click on jmeter.bat file. Right now you can see when I run jmeter bat file, that jmeter software is open. This is the jmeter tool. This is the jmeter tool. This tool is used to implement performance testing. So in order to do this performance testing, go to file, new. We need to create a test plan. We need to create a test plan. So inside the test plan, we are going to add threads, thread group, right? So what we need to do is creating tester, create jmeter test. How to create the jmeter test? The first step, we need to create a test plan. Create test plan. Then inside the test plan, create thread group. Create the test. Then inside the test, create the thread group. Then create HTTP request. Then next one, add listeners. Add listeners. Now, so observe the process that we are going to follow. If test plan you don't want, you can delete this test plan or you can disable it. Right. Test plan is created. Inside the test plan, add thread group. I am going to add. When we are going for thread group, how many threads you want? How many threads you want? What is the meaning of threads here? The number of users you want to create. Now I am creating one user. That means one request will go to my application. Now inside this thread group, add sampler HTTP request. So here my application is working as a REST API. My application working as a REST API. So how to access a REST API? How to test a REST API? By using HTTP request. Now here by using manually, I'm sending the request for the API from the browser. Now I want to send the request by using JMeter. For that, there is a sampler available. There is a sampler available. Now observe clearly. I created one test plan. File, new, test plan. So test plan is got created. Inside the test plan, right click on the test plan, then add threads. What is that? Thread group. So thread group, number of threads. You can keep as 1, you can keep as 2, you can keep as 100 also. If I keep 100, what is the meaning of that? 100 requests will go to the server. Now, first let me test with one request. I'm keeping the user count as 1. Next one. So to send the request, we need to add a sampler. What is the sampler? HTTP request. So in the HTTP request, we need to specify basic information, HTTP protocol, what is our server name, where our server is running. Server is running in the local host. What is the port number? 8080. What is the request? Get request. What is the path? What is the path? Welcome is the path. What is the path? /welcome. So here, if you want to send a request to your server IP address, your server port number, what is the request you want to send, what is the URL pattern of your API method. Suppose if you want to go for post request, you select as a post, you keep your body data. What data you want to send in the request body, either JSON data or XML data, you can keep in the body. But currently our request is a get request, body will not be available. If you want to send path parameters, query parameters, you can add here. You can add or you can pass directly here /hi as a path parameter, or $hi name is equal to some value. If you want to send path parameters, you can send like this. But currently my API is not expecting any path parameter. A simple REST controller method is available. So let me write system.out.println method called. Just to understand whether our API method is calling or not. Right. So let me stop it and start the server again. Good. Fine. HTTP request is created. Then on the thread group, let us add one listener. Let us add one listener. So view results tree I'm adding, and add another listener summary report. Summary report will give you the report of your test. How that a test got executed, that report we can get it here. So if you want to see the result, whether the request is a success or failure, that we can see here. With this, our test is created. I created a test plan. Create a thread group inside the test plan. Create a sampler as HTTP request. Inside thread group. Add listeners in thread group. So what are the listeners I have added? One is view results tree. One listener I have added, that is view results tree, and the second one I have added as summary report. So what is the purpose of view results tree? To verify how the request is executed, what is the response we got. What is the summary report? It will tell you how many requests we have sent and what is the average time it has taken to process our request. Now let us save this test plan. File. So thread group is available. Now save this node as image. Save selection. Test plan we can save. Save as node image. Test plan. Yep. Yeah. Fine. Test plan. So test plan will be saved in the bin directory, that is 01 test plan.jmx. Test plan will be available as a JMX. Good. Fine. Where is that? What happened? Is it gone? Add threads, thread group 1. In the thread group, add sampler HTTP request, server IP, which is localhost, port number 8080, HTTP get/welcome. Next one, listener, add the listener, summary report, and listener view results tree. Perfect. Now let us run this. Yes. Save this test plan 01 test plan.jmx. Click on save. Now, so after saving this, here there is a button called run button is available. So which is called start the test. So select this thread group, click on start. When I start it, you can see requests are sent. See the response. What is the response we are getting? Welcome to REST API. Go to our console. Method is called or not. So what is the meaning of that? Who is sending the request for our API? JMeter. Now here there is an option called brush, clear the results. So whatever we have done, everything got cleared. Now go to thread group. How many threads I have added? 1 thread. Let me keep it as 5. Now after keeping 5, click on run. You can see 5 requests are sent. Summary report. Average 3 milliseconds it is taking to respond, right? View results tree. Request 1, request 2, request 3, request 4, request 5. So here if you see green color, that means the requests are successful. Go to the console. How many times my method got called? 5 times, because I have sent 5 requests by using my test plan, right? Suppose if I keep it as 10. Before running the test with the 10 threads, let me clear whatever the previous results are available. I want to clear all the previous results. So in the table, everything is displaying as 0. Previous results are not available. To clear the previous results, here there is a brush available. Okay. Now again, click on run. So 10 threads I'm using. That means 10 requests are sending to our application. Every request is successful. How can I say every request is successful? They are in the green color. Go to our application, previous 5, and the total 10 requests sent to our API. Now, if I am using 10 requests, 10 threads, what is the summary report? What is the average time it is taking? 4 milliseconds. Minimum, maximum, standard, error percentage. What is the meaning of error percentage? Are there any errors in the API execution? Any errors are available? No. 0% of errors are available. All the 10 requests are successful. Clear the results. Now go with 100. Now I'm keeping 100 threads. Let me run this. Now you can see 100 requests sent for that. Now all the 100 requests are successful. All the 100 requests are successful. Go to summary report. Average is coming as 2. Right? Now let me clear the result. Let me make it as 1000. Let me make it as 1000. Clear the results. Now run this test. Now you see what is the average time? 25 milli. That means the time is increased or not? Yes. When the users are increasing, the time is increasing. So we need to take this report, guys. We need to create one Excel file. For 10 users, what is the average time? For 20 users, what is the average time? For 100 users, what is the average time? For 1000 users, what is the average time? We need to prepare one Excel and we need to submit that Excel. Okay. Number of users. Okay. Average time, minimum time, maximum time, error percentage, max time and error percentage. So are we getting any errors when we are executing? That we need to verify. Number of users, average time, minimum time, maximum time, error percentage. So first we are testing with 10 users. Then we are testing with 50 users. Then we will test with 100. Then we will go with 200. Then 500. Then 1000. Then 10,000. Then 1 lakh. So like this, we need to implement performance testing. We need to test it. We need to note down these numbers. We need to prepare a Excel. Now, if it is taking more time, where it is taking more time, that we have to identify. Now, I have executed this test with the 1000 users. 1000 users. Clear the result. Clear everything. Now let me make it as 10,000. Now let me make it as 10,000. Now see here. Run this. Now our system got hanged because 10,000 virtual users will be created. Can you see here? Error percentage. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? Green color or red color? Red color. What is the meaning of red color? What is the meaning of red color? But is there any logic in our API to get the exception? Is there any logic available in the API to get the exception? In the API, there is no logic, just it is plain API, which will take a GET request and which will give a message for that. But why it is failing? Our system, our server, our hardware, the resources are not capable to handle those many user requests at a time. So that's why we are going to implement performance testing and we are going to identify where it is failing. Now this system is having 16 GB RAM. Okay. And we are running our application. In my system, Zoom is running, browser is running, Chrome is running, Java is running, IDE is running, Tomcat is running, JMeter is running, Excel is running. So there is a burden on the system. So many resources we are using on the system, right? The memory, the resources are not capable. And we are running our application in the Tomcat server. So when we send at a time, 10,000 requests, our server is not capable to handle that. Server is not capable to handle that. So that's why what we do in the real time, load balancing. Why we will use load balancing? Now you have seen if 10,000 users are accessing a simple REST, there is no database connections, there is no SMTP, there is no email sending, there is no business logic, there is no validation, nothing is available. But still for 10,000 users, our application is not responding. So that means the stability of the application is not good. The reason our server is not able to handle those many requests. So this is the reason in the real time applications will not deploy in one server. If application is deployed in one server, what is the problem? Crash. Maximum 1000 users can access at a time. But think, how many users accessing WhatsApp at a time? Millions. Facebook, Gmail, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Naukri, millions, crores of people are accessing those applications at a time. They are crashing or they are responding? They are responding. Now, when we do this kind of performance testing, we will understand what is the stability of the application and what is bottleneck of the application. Now, so let me remove this 10,000 user requests. Let me go with 2,000. Let me go with 2,000. Just run this. 2,000 users I'm using. For 2,000 users, is it failing or not failing? For 2,000 users, it's okay. For 2,000 users not failing, we are able to get the response. Clear this. Now go to thread group, make it as 3,000. Make it as 3,000. Clear the results. Run this. Summary report. Now, what happened? It is failed. So at maximum 2,000 users, it is able to handle at a time. But when it increases to 3,000, it is failing. Now, let me try with 2,500. Run with 2,500. Run this. What happened? For 2,500 also, it is failing. So the bottleneck is around 2,200 to 2,300. Up to 2,000, no problem. If a number of users crashed more than 2,000, then our application is failing to respond. That is called bottleneck of the application. So when we are going to deliver application to the customer, we are going to implement a performance testing like this, and we are going to prepare a report like this, and we are going to send this report to the client. Then client will tell, for 2,000 users, my business will not work out. I want at least 10,000 users to access my application at a time. Then we will tell them that if you go with only one server, only 2,000 users can access, maximum 2,000 people can access at a time. If you want more number of users to access your application at a time, then one server is not sufficient. We need to deploy our application in the multiple servers. Load balancing we need to implement. When we implement load balancing, the number of requests will be distributed to multiple servers so that more number of requests can be handled at a time. Are you clear? What is performance testing? Why we need to go for performance testing? Performance testing is used to identify the process of testing application stability and responsiveness. It is the process of testing application stability and responsiveness. So by using this performance testing, we can understand application response time. We can identify average response time of the application. What is the minimum time that application will take to respond? What is the maximum time our application will take to respond? What is the average time for our application to respond? Right. So here, performance testing we cannot do manually. Can I do performance testing without taking the help of any tool? Why? I want to test with 2,000 users. Can I recruit 2,000 people to do the testing? No, expensive, money, salary, maintenance, infrastructure, lot of problem. So that's why we are using tools to implement performance testing. What are the tools available? JMeter, Load Runner, like that there are several tools available. Load Runner is a commercial software. JMeter is an open source software. What is JMeter? JMeter is an open source and free software. It is developed by Apache organization. This is JMeter developed using Java language. Using JMeter, we can create virtual users and we can implement performance testing. JMeter is called as performance testing tool. So what is alternate for the JMeter? JMeter alternate is Load Runner. Alternate for the JMeter is Load Runner. But Load Runner is commercial software. Now download JMeter. From where we can download it? Official website. Download JMeter. From here, you can download JMeter software. JMeter is a standalone application. You just need to download this JMeter software. Go to bin directory. Go to bin directory and execute jmeter.bat file. When you double click on jmeter.bat file, then what will happen? Then JMeter software is going to open. Now create JMeter test. How to create the JMeter test? Here file, new test plan will be created. Inside the test plan, thread group. Inside the thread group, sampler, HTTP request. Inside the add listeners in the thread group. There are several listeners available. I'm using 2 listeners here. What are those listeners? View results tree and summary report we are going to use. Summary report will give you the details. What is the execution time? Okay. And what is the error percentage? What is the execution time? We can see. What is this view results tree? So it is used to check which request is successful, which request is failure, why the request is failed, what response we got, we can verify. So in the company, guys, for performance testing, dedicated testing team will be available. So separate performance, there are some jobs only on the performance testing. Okay, there are jobs only on the performance testing. So if you see, go to Naukri, you can identify Naukri. Go to Naukri, search for the jobs in the Naukri. Yeah, now let me performance testing. See here, 19,000 jobs are there only on the performance testing. Okay, performance test engineer, Cognizant is looking for that. Okay, ABS consultancy, Dextrex, Explore, Cognizant, Profilix, Career Info System Consultant, Technosoft, Tech Mahindra. So there are so many companies who are looking for performance testing. Genesis Tech Solutions, right? Experian company, First American, right? So there are so many companies who are looking for performance. TCS is also looking for performance test engineer. So what is the duty of performance test engineer? What is the duty of performance? Accenture looking for that, Wipro looking for that. So in the topmost MNC companies, the openings are available for performance test engineer. Infosys is looking for that. Infosys is looking for that. Okay. Callwright is looking for that. Sapiens looking, Pearson, Blackline, Hudson, Symphysis, Millennium, right? So there are so many companies who are looking for performance testers. So what is the duty of the performance testers? Creating the test plans, executing the performance test, prepare the reports, share the reports, identify where the application performance is going down, in which scenario it is going down, then what is the bottleneck, what is the average response time, what is the minimum response time, maximum response time. They will do the testing and they will submit the reports to the team. So this is the performance testing report of our application. If a performance report is not good, if the performance is not good, reasons can be multiple. Maybe database performance is not good. Maybe code execution is taking more time. Query execution taking more time. Our servers are not that much capable to handle. Network speed is not good, right? So n number of reasons can be available if the application performance is down. We need to check all those scenarios, we need to troubleshoot the issues, and we need to make sure the application is having good performance, right? We'll give the URL, then they will do the testing. That's it. No, performance testing, right? They need to test several scenarios, right? So error report they have to identify. Code means performance testing, code will be there, scripting will be there. They need to do the, suppose for example, I want to do login test. Okay. They need to pass multiple values for the testing of the login functionality. Parameterized performance testing will be available. Whatever the performance testing we have seen, it's just a basic level which developer will perform. So a professional performance test engineer, they will write the scripts for that. They will automate that script execution. They will parameterize that script. They will keep assertions. They will keep listeners, and they will do high level testing. That even I also don't know, because we are not into that level performance testing. So as a developer, when we do a API development, we need to do the basic performance test, how our API is working. So is it failing? How much time query is taking? How much time code is taking? Is it query execution time, code execution time equal to application execution time? That basic test we are going to do. But performance tester, high level, they are going to do that for every functionality they will do. And they will write the scripts. They will do parameterization for that. Sorry? API, yes, API call. Your values will change, na? Parameterization. I want to test login with my credentials, with your credentials, with someone else's credentials. Yes, they will do that. They will write the scripts for that. Good. So we understand what is performance testing and why we need to go for performance testing. Come on, guys. Any questions, anyone? Online people? Online students? Any questions, anyone on this performance testing?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Should you mention that in your resume that you have the knowledge on JMeter or performance testing?
Sorry?
Sir, should you have means?
Yeah, you can keep it. In your resume, you can keep, JMeter. Because whatever we learned as a developer, we can do the testing of our APIs.
Is in the company developer allowed to do that?
In your local environment, you will do it. But in the prod environment or SIT, UAT, you will not do that. Separate team will be there for that. In your local system, you can do it.
Okay, we will say that we have the little bit knowledge on JMeter.
We have idea on how JMeter will work. We can create a test by using JMeter and we can run that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next one. Fine. Good. So please do the practice on this performance testing. Okay. Guys, tomorrow there is a workshop on the internship program. So company people are providing some internship on 3 months. They will provide the internship. So tomorrow we will have a discussion on that. Tomorrow those people will come. They will explain what internship that they are going to provide. So you just listen to those details. If you are interested, you can go for that. Okay. How much charge they are going to do, what services they are going to provide. They will explain that in the tomorrow session. Tomorrow 10 o'clock, we have online and classroom internship session is available. Right. I will share the details in the group. Okay. Good. You can also just listen to that. You will so anything related to documentation, you can ask them. They will provide the information for that. Okay. So tomorrow 10 o'clock class is there, that for online and offline. Okay. Good.